Hi everyone, uh, this is my first video on SQL interview questions. Nowadays, if you attend any interview, SQL is must, whether it be a data engineer or data analyst, right? So, whichever the interview you attend, SQL is must. And most of the SQL interview questions revolve around employee and department, right? So now in today's session, I have taken employee and department table. First, let me focus on employee and I'll try to explain all the standard questions that comes from simple employee table. Okay, so I've used Databricks to explain these questions because nowadays Databricks comes with a free edition and then you can create uh, tables and then you can practice, right? So without any delay, let's get started. So as I said, I have created a Databricks table in my workspace already. So let me query. It's taking time. It started running. Okay, so these are all the records. So let me explain you the structures. Uh, this is employee number, employee name, job, manager number, to whom that employee is reporting to. So manager is also an employee. So if we look at 7839, uh, let me see. Blake is reporting to 7839. 7839 is king. Means Blake is reporting to king, right? King manager number is black because he is the president, so he is not reporting to anyone. Understood? And then higher debt, and then what is the salary that they are receiving, and then this is the commission, and this is the department that these employees are belongs to. Let me so first and foremost question, right? So now a simple question is display employee name and his or her manager name, right? So if you look at our in our data set, there is no manager name, right? As I explained in the starting, there is a relation between employee number and manager number, right? Manager is also an employee, so that he has an entry in this table, like 7839 I have explained. So this is to test your SQL join understanding, right? So this scenario is achieved by doing a self join, right? Same table you have to refer twice. One you have to consider as an employee, and another you have to consider as a manager, right? So from employee, I'll consider E and left out left join EMP. Yeah. Why I have taken left join. So if an employee doesn't have a manager, so if we go with inner join, it doesn't return, right? That employee. Now I'd like to see if whether employee if employee has a manager, let's display manager name. If employee doesn't have a manager, just display employee name, so that I'll come to know for this employee there is no manager, right? So the join condition is employee manager number equal to manager employee, right? So now let's fetch the columns. Select e dot, right, employee number, e dot employee name, key name as employee name, right? And dot, let's keep e dot mgr, that is manager number, okay, and then m dot e name as manager, right? So now let's run it. So what we are doing here, we are doing a self check because manager name is present, manager is also an employee, you will find it in a same table. See, so as explained, King doesn't have any manager number, that's why it is displaying as blank. Blake has a manager number of 7369, 7369, 7839. 7839 is a king, so it is displayed king. Likewise, this is the most important question. So when they check your join skills, this is the question they'll ask, right? And then to make you confused, sometimes what they will ask is, okay, so write a SQL query to display employee name and his second level manager name, right? So here King is a direct manager. They were asking now to tweak the question, they may ask display second level manager name. The concept is same, right? So in order to retrieve a direct manager, how we have done? We have referred same table twice. One we have considered as an employee, second one we have considered as a manager. Now in this case, what you have to do, you have to consider same table thrice, right? One for an employee, right? Second instance is for manager, third instance is for manager to manager, right? So let's write that query. So I'm copying same, I'm adding one more cell, let's paste it. So okay, so I've joined employee with manager. Now let's do a left join. Now again I'm sorry, this time what we have to do, managers manager should be equal to manager dot employee number, right? So now here manager dot manager mm as mmgr number and mm dot ename as manager, right? That's it. Simple. So let me run it. Okay. So see, already we know that King doesn't have is not reporting to anyone because he is a president. So he doesn't have a first level or he doesn't have a second level. And then these four employees are reporting to King. So they have only first level manager. They do not have a second level manager. And then Scott and all that, all the below employees have two level managers. So we'll be able to see. Similarly, there are three level, right? So basically, in real time, this is very important if you want to build a supervisor. Same thing we can achieve using hierarchical queries. That is bit complex, right? So that's why this is the easiest approach, and then this will test your giant skills. And one of the most important thing, right? So now let's say when they give you this kind of a question, right? So you have to, I mean, you can try using inner join, but if you are if you know these joins well, right? So you can ask them. So now let's say if there can be a case where an employee joined newly and they have not allocated any manager to that, so you want those details. If you ask those questions, right, then they'll think that uh, you have a clear understanding of the data, and then and if you use a left join, so it means that even the employees doesn't have any manager, so you are able to get those details as well, right? So this is very important question in terms of interview. And you have to, first and foremost thing, you have to understand what is the relation, right? So whenever, not only this, and this is the most common, right? So that's why I've put this scenario. Not only this, so if the interviewer gives you any uh, question, right, and if you're not able to understand, first ask them what is the table, and you, how the fields are related within the table, right? So that before writing a query, that is very important. Okay, I hope this video is helpful. If you like this video, please give a like, and I'll see you in next video. Thank you guys.